Alicia. I'm with Greater Toronto Music School. Thank you so much for joining me again for my second mini lesson. If you haven't already, you can watch my last mini lesson we posted. It was about breath support and proper posture. Today is going to be an extension on that. We're going to be talking about proper mouth position and vocal vowels. So first off, I would like to discuss healthy singing. What is it? How do we achieve it? And what does it sound like? Of course, everyone's goal is to sing healthily so you can be able to sing for a long time. But what does that actually mean? So healthy singing means that you're going to be singing well supported by your breath, you're going to have proper posture, and you're going to make sure that everything in your mouth is placed properly and consistently throughout your entire range. For some people, that's going to look a little bit different. Maybe in your upper range, you have amazing mouth placement, your vowels are beautiful and open, but once you get down into your lower register, it becomes a little bit difficult to keep that proper position. And for other people, it might be the exact opposite. So the goal is to try to keep the same position and sound throughout your entire range. Now, of course, that's going to vary depending on the song you're singing. There are different techniques that people use to help them sing certain phrases or certain notes in songs, because each song has a different range, each song has different personalities, each song that you might sing might even be in a different genre. But what I'm talking about today is just basic healthy singing. So this is going to be your natural singing voice sounding the best way it possibly can. Last week I talked about proper posture in the body, and today I'm going to be talking about proper posture within your mouth. So to reiterate my last points, of course you want to have a straight back, you want to be nice and lifted in the chest area, and most importantly, you want to have your chin forward and slightly down. So not looking down and not looking up. My teacher told me at one point, you always want to sing to the people in the front row with perfect posture, never to the people in the cheap seats at the back. So in our mouth, we have what we call a soft palate and a hard palate. The hard palate is right at the front of your mouth. You can feel it with your tongue. It's slightly hard to the touch. It's not very bouncy. And then there's a soft palate at the back. You can use your tongue to follow all the way back until it gets soft. My tongue can barely reach it. Or you can take a clean finger and place it in your mouth and feel where your hard palate ends and your soft palate begins. It's right at the back of the mouth. So the goal when we're healthily singing is to have our soft palate raised. And there's two ways that you can feel that in a normal context without singing. The first way is if you breathe through your nose like you're smelling something really, really good. You can feel not only your chest lift as your lungs fill up with air, but you can feel the back of your mouth raise. It's like it's becoming a cave instead of a small tunnel. The other way, which is the most common way while we're singing, is to inhale like you're going to yawn. So you're going to have your chin dropped, your jaw dropped, so your mouth is very open. You're going to intake air in a nice big breath as if you're just about to have a big yawn. You might actually yawn, and during warm-ups or singing you might yawn or you might have to burp, and those are all good signs that you're doing it right, that you're lifting your soft palate. So I'm just going to give you a couple of examples of what singing sounds like with the soft palate raised versus not raised. So the first example I'm going to do is with the soft palate lowered. It sounds very flat. Is with my soft palate lowered, and this is me singing an ah vowel with my soft palate raised. Notice that my jaw drops more, I have a much more open mouth, and also the sound even has more resonance, so there's more vibrations happening in my face. I'll do the examples again back to back. Try it yourself. Let me know if you can hear the difference in the comments below, or if you can feel and hear the difference yourself when you try it. When it comes to dynamics, a lot of singers mistake dynamic for more pressure from the vocal cords. What's going to give you more dynamics is not only more breath support, so more air while you're singing, but the more open your mouth is, the more resonance that we get in our mouth. With a lowered soft palate, you're not going to be able to give as much dynamic as you are with a raised soft palate. I'm going to give you an example of my dynamic range with a lowered soft palate to the best of my ability. It's going to be a lot smaller, and it's also, I'm not going to push very hard. I don't want anything happening in my throat. I'm going to stop before it gets painful. And just a side note, if anything is painful while you're singing, stop doing it. If your vocal cords are telling you this is not feeling good, don't continue to do that way. There's always a way that you can sing healthily without your vocal cords hurting. So this is what it sounds like. This is my dynamic range with a lowered soft palate. This is my dynamic range with a raised soft palate. Okay, so now that we've talked about proper mouth position, we are going to just quickly go over the vocal vowels, and then we're going to do a little warm up together. So I like to think about vocal vowels as there being 5. Some people might say there's 4, some people might say there's a little bit more depending on what genre you sing, but the vocal vowels that I use are E, A, Ah, O, U. And it's very important that you want to try to get the most consistent sound throughout all of those vowels. They are very different. You are going to hold your mouth in a different position for each one, but you can still get that nice open feeling, that nice rounded sound, no matter what the vowel. So you might have one vowel that's better than others. For a lot of people, that vowel might be ah, or the vowel is oo. So if you have a good vowel that you feel like you're singing the best, try different vowels. Try to go from maybe your vowel's oo, try to go from oo to ah, and see that, feel that difference, hear that difference, and see maybe what you could do to make it a little bit more consistent. So let's go quickly over all of the vowels in their mouth position. Let's start with E. So E is a hard vowel because a lot of the time we want to do E with a smile. E, but that doesn't have a nice lifted soft palate at the back. So we actually want to keep it a little more elongated. E, hear that difference? E, 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 E. So the next one is A. And with A, it's a little hard because you actually don't want to get that A at the end. You just want it to be a nice hey, as if you're saying hey, but without the Y. Hey. The next vowel we're going to talk about is ah. Ah is probably the easiest vowel because you're able to really drop that jaw and get that soft palate lifted. Ah, not ah, not that. Ah, ah, as in father, or aw, that cat's so cute. The next one is O. Now O is difficult because it is really close to ah. Oh, so you want to make sure that you're rounding your lips out on that one. So dropped jaw and rounded lips. Oh, you can even add a nice W on the end there if you want it to really sound like an O. And the last vowel is oo. Oo is a nice, easy vowel. It's typically good for people who are singing in their upper range. You want to make sure that you're putting your lips out almost like you're giving a kiss, or like our breathing exercise we did the last time where you're breathing through a straw. Ooh, ooh. Make sure you have a lot of space at the back. Even though your lips are small and your jaw is not as dropped, you can still have a nice open feeling in your mouth. Listen to the difference. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm sure you can visually see one as well. In regards to breathing in with your soft palate raised, you want to make sure that you're breathing in almost as if you're going to go for a yawn, but also breathe in the shape of the vowel. So if you're going to breathe in on an ooh, ooh, or if you're going to breathe in on an ah, ah, make sure that you already have your mouth kind of in that position, your jaw nice and dropped, so that you avoid doing something like ooh. So you already raised your soft palate, and then to get into that ooh position, you lowered it again. So make sure that you're breathing in with your soft palate raised in the same shape of your vowel, and you will avoid accidentally dropping your soft palate. Now that we've talked through all of the vowels and your proper mouth posture, keeping in mind all of the things we discussed in our last video, let's do a couple quick warm-ups now. So I'm going to start quite low and I'm going to move up high, and we're going to switch out our vowels so that we do all of them. Let's start with E. And let's sing E. Let's switch to A. To O. I'm going to stop it there. Of course, if you wanted to do anything lower or higher, you could do it yourself at home. But just work on practicing your different vowels. Find the one that you think is the best, find the one that you think is the worst, and try to make them a little bit more similar. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to tune into my next video in the series. We'll be focusing on head voice, chest voice, mixed voice, falsetto, and everything in between. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, give us a like. Once again, my name's Alicia. I'm with Greater Toronto Music School, and we'll see you next week.